It's great being here in Toronto. It's an exciting project, and our partners are really, really terrific people, and hopefully we'll do other things together too. And I just want to make a note of apology for the idiotic behavior of my president. It's a disgrace.
When actors apologize for their president abroad, you know it's going well. When even Hollywood actors apologize for the U.S. president while abroad, you know diplomacy is in shambles. Toronto got a new film project and an unexpected side dish, a public apology for Trump. It's the kind of soft power moment that turns into hard embarrassment. Imagine flying to Canada for cinema and ending up in a press conference roast.
Trust in President Trump. He knows what he's doing. This is a proven economic formula. Every day, the president is signing executive orders to cut regulation, especially when it comes to Environmental Protection Agency, our energy industry. That's going to unleash the economic boom in this country.
Ah, yes, the proven formula. Cut regulation, boost fossil fuels, call it freedom. It's the kind of economics where short-term profits shout louder than long-term consequences. Trusting Trump with environmental policy is like asking a bowl to redecorate a china shop. Sure, something will break loose, but it might just be the ozone layer.
I hate bullies, thugs who use their strength to push other people around. They think they can achieve power and hang on to it by intimidating others. Sadly, sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't. And now we have Trump. He's all that.
The irony writes itself. A man who claims to lead with strength but governs by threat, tantrums, tweets, and televised rage. He's not building alliances, he's bulldozing norms. This isn't about politics anymore. It's about power addiction dressed in a red tie. And like every bully before him, Trump still thinks noise equals respect. But the louder he shouts, the more alone he sounds.
It's Karen. Do you know if Mr. Musk took the same oath that you and other senior advisors to the president took about adhering to the Constitution, following the law? Do you know if he took that oath?
I don't know the answer to that question, but like I told Caitlin, I could get back to you guys on that.
Did Elon Musk swear an oath to the Constitution or just to the algorithm? The fact that a tech mogul might be influencing federal decisions without ever pledging to uphold the law, that's not transparency. That's Tesla's version of national security. And the answer? We'll get back to you on that. That's politician speak for, we'd rather not talk about it unless someone leaks the receipts.
We have, I think this might have been the first time he wrote about you. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received he spelled two wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk. And then he says, at the end, he says, wake up punchy, he says to you. And that's not the only time. And he moved over to Truth Social. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now,
once again, Donald Trump proves there's no feud too petty for prime time. From mocking De Niro's IQ to calling him punch drunk because he played a boxer in a movie, this isn't presidential. It's personal. And shifting to Truth Social just to double down with insults about teleprompters and disgusting language, that's not political strategy. It's middle school theater. Honestly, when your best burn is wake up punchy, maybe it's time to log off. De Niro roasts Trump once at an award show.
I'm going to say one thing, fuck Trump.
And Trump spends years replying like he's auditioning for Fox and Friends, the musical. If this is MAGA diplomacy, someone grab the popcorn. And maybe a thesaurus.
We're in a very bad situation. And what we have here is a denial of truth all over the place. And even the speech that he made after is insane. It's just insane, and I'm very, very concerned about it. I think we all are.
Robert De Niro isn't mincing words. He's sounding the alarm. A denial of truth all over the place isn't just poetic frustration. It's a chilling assessment of how propaganda is winning over facts in American discourse. He reflects on years of gaslighting, the "that didn't happen" era, and now watches it escalate with leaders giving speeches he calls insane. And when someone as seasoned and cynical as De Niro says he's very concerned, pay attention. You know, we've gone past politics and entered something more dangerous, a culture that no longer agrees on reality itself. It's not partisanship, it's post-truth. And that's how democracies unravel.
White House official made the decision to bar the AP reporter from the Oval Office and the diplomatic reception room last night.
So let's get this straight. The White House is now banning reporters from entire rooms because they asked a question? This isn't transparency, it's press suppression with better lighting. Imagine being so fragile that the Associated Press feels like a threat. At this rate, they'll start handing out NDAs with the Easter eggs. When journalism gets locked out, accountability isn't far behind.
Set the record straight. It is a privilege to cover this White House. It's a privilege to be the White House press secretary. And nobody has the right to go into the Oval Office and ask the President of the United States questions. That's an invitation that is given.
Freedom of the press, just not in that room apparently. The White House draws a hard line. Press access is a privilege, not a right. In other words, you're not banned, you're just not invited. It's a classic PR judo move. Make it about process, not politics. But when the message is delivered from a podium flanked by silence, it speaks louder than the spin, because saying, "You're lucky to be here," feels a lot like, "Be grateful or be gone."
When it comes to tariffs, the president has been very tough on China, not just now with 20% and more with the reciprocal tariffs that will hit on April 2nd. But look at what he did in his first term. There were billions of dollars worth of tariffs that he implemented on China. And it's quite telling that the previous administration did not rescind those tariffs because they realized the value that they had in not only deterring China, but also raising revenue here in the United States.
Trump's tariff war with China is the one legacy he can't stop bragging about, even when it hurt American farmers, tech, and prices. But let's be honest, 20% tariffs in 2024 aren't tough. They're recycled trade chaos with a MAGA sticker. And blaming Biden for not removing Trump's tariffs, that's like handing someone a dumpster fire, then mocking them for not putting it out with gasoline. Tariffs may raise revenue, sure, but they also raise inflation, break supply chains, and fuel economic cosplay. If this is Trump's economic plan, then buckle up. It's round 2 of trade tantrums with extra drama.
Know that the Trump administration has freed more than half of Americans from around the world, have brought more than half of the number that Joe Biden brought home in 4 years. Donald Trump has done it in
Trump's foreign policy, less diplomacy, more action movie script. Trump supporters are rewriting the math and history. Apparently, he freed more than half the Americans Biden did. But in 8 years? That's quite a record for a 4-year presidency. If you're confused, don't worry. So is basic arithmetic. Maybe next time they'll say he freed Americans in advance of being detained.
Americans, what are we doing? We're supposed to be standing up for each other. We're supposed to be helping each other. What, you think you're doing the right thing? No, you're not. You're afraid. And you think if you get worked up over some bullshit conspiracy nonsense that won't make you afraid?
A raw, emotional reality check. While Trump world obsesses over conspiracies, Americans are being reminded that fear isn't patriotism. Yelling about fake threats won't make you brave. It just makes you loud. The real fight is for unity, not viral outrage.
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course. But democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is.
Democracy is a powerful word until it's hollowed out by those who twist it. This scene strikes deep. It's not about policies anymore, but about basic decency. When a leader seems to thrive on provoking outrage just for the chaos, you have to ask, is this still leadership or a performance of cruelty?
Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world. When Trump ran in 2016, it was like a joke. This buffoon running for president. No, never could happen. We'd forgotten the lessons of history that showed us other clowns who weren't taken seriously until they became vicious dictators. With Trump, we have a second chance.
From buffoon to potential world threat, history has seen this before. This scene warns us of the danger of dismissing dangerous people as just loudmouths. Ignoring them doesn't stop them. It enables them. And this time, we're not just watching a political farce. We're watching the rehearsal of something far darker.
You really worry that if he were to win again, and I'm not saying this like it's such a far-fetched notion, if he were to win again, that he would not give up power?
You know he won't. You know he won't. He even said it. He's never going to give it up. And anybody who deludes themselves in thinking that he is, shame on you.
You have compared the Trump family to a gangster family, which is something coming from you. What do you mean?
They are. Well, because
In this stark warning, the speaker highlights a deep concern. If Trump were reelected, he might never willingly give up power. It's not a joke or exaggeration. It's a fear based on Trump's own words. The interview even draws parallels between the Trump family and organized crime, suggesting a mindset rooted not in democracy, but in control, loyalty, and intimidation. That's not just a political opinion, it's a red flag.
So after mostly a down week last week in the economy, you've been very vocal as well as other cabinet members about how we're in a transition and about how, this economic transition, and there's a long-term plan for tariffs on this.
The economy's on edge, and Trump's plan is just wait it out. The White House insists the economic downturn is just part of a transition. But the real question is, transition to what? When tariffs spike and markets dip, Americans don't hear strategic plan. They hear layoffs, price hikes, and recession bells. So, when you ask if people will freak out, the answer is, have you seen the grocery bill lately?
I've been asked this question and answered this question respectfully, Edward. We are in a period of transition. The president has made that clear. He also has made his belief in tariffs and what they...
Transition phase, when nobody knows what's next, including the president. Transition is the word they keep using, but it's beginning to sound like a euphemism. If your paycheck shrinks, if groceries keep climbing, is that just a transition or a warning sign? And if tariffs are such a good plan, why does Wall Street panic every time they're mentioned? Maybe the real transition is from stability to uncertainty.